My name is Kelsey Joyce. I am the Senior Director of Sales Operations for a company called Matrixx. What we do is we sell multi-million-dollar software to the telco space. It's about a 3-year sales cycle. Yep, somebody just had big eyes. What might entice you is that I just issued a commission check for $1 million. So that was nice. Yeah. So I've, as you can tell, I was born and raised in the UK. No, seriously, I'm from California. I've been here for 5 years. I've spent those 5 years practicing your language extensively, and I hope that I got it right and it's perfected and you all understand me. And also one more thing before I start. I think I see someone out there. Alex Tyndall, he threatened to ask me a very embarrassing question while I'm on stage today, so I'm gonna beat him to the punch. And I'm sure it's something you're all asking yourselves right now, so I'm just gonna answer it. I did not vote for Trump. Thank you. All right, so James gave me the freedom to talk about whatever I wanted to today. I have spent the last 2 weeks locked in a cave with the marketing department. Anyone from marketing here? Oh, so I can't say too many bad things. Most of it's in sales, so might weigh it more to sales. So I spent 2 weeks locked in a cave with marketing. What we were talking about was demand gen and implementing a new marketing automation platform. So the topic I've chosen today is something that most companies are challenged with, which is sales and marketing alignment. A lot of companies do not get this right. Luckily, the first company I ever went into... Sorry, 1 second. Thank God. All right. I thought it was loud enough as an American. Anyway, so I spent 15 years in sales. I've only seen one company get this right. Fortunately, it was the first company I ever worked at. Since then, I've been motivated to fix every single company I've ever worked with on sales and marketing alignment. Sometimes successful, sometimes not so successful. I'm not going to bore you on the details on why this is important. I think you all understand it. But like in many marriages, some work, some don't work, right? And what I see in most companies is what happens when it doesn't work is marketing and sales decide to go their separate ways. They want nothing to do with each other. They don't even communicate with each other. And it's pretty much a divorce, but they can't, really separate because one can't go to the beach and the other move to the mountains, right? Because they're stuck under the same company. The other is that they just have this happy marriage where on Facebook, they're all friends, they all love each other, but in the back, they're talking behind each other's back and they're pointing fingers at each other, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have organizations that work like that. I've seen it a lot. So why can't marketing and sales get along? There's a lot of reasons. I take kind of a quote from men are from Mars, women are from Venus. So what that says, I don't want to mess up the quote, is they don't realize how different they really are and how the communication needs, how to communicate their needs in a way that doesn't arise in conflict, right? So if we're trying to fix marketing and sales alignment, the first two things kind of detail on what that book says. Number one, you have to understand you're different. If you're in marketing, right, and you think you know what sales is doing, then move into sales. If you're in sales and you think you could tell marketing what to do, go into marketing, right? You guys are different. You have different drivers. You have different skill sets. You need to leverage that. You can't work against them. Number two, you have to communicate, right? I mean, this is basic 101 relationship advice, right? So one example of that is I found out that my company, the marketing department, was implementing a new SEO strategy, search engine optimization. I'm not sure if everyone knows that, considering we only have 2 marketing people in here. So basically, it's when somebody goes into Google and then they find your company, right? There's keywords associated with it. So I find out about it just through coffee talk, So I called the SEO manager and I said, how are you coming up with those keywords? And he goes, well, I'm just creating them. Who have you talked to in sales? He's like, I've talked to nobody. He was absolutely astonished that I would ask sales. I said, okay, well, how many times do you talk to customers? 0. How many times do you talk to prospects? 0. How are you going to know the language that they're speaking But guess who does know that language? It's the sales team, right? So there's no communication. Don't waste each other's time is another point. Sales, stop asking marketing for wacky campaigns. I mean, seriously, I've seen some ridiculous campaigns out there. Marketing, stop sending MQLs over to sales that you know have a historically low conversion rate. Don't waste their time, right? Which is something that we were just talking about earlier, is agreed KPIs across both departments, right? Here's a hint, open and click-through rates is not an agreed KPI. That needs to go to the exec level. Don't bore your exec team with that one, right? Neither is number of touches by the sales team, right? So you have to agree on some KPIs. You have to present it together as a unified front to your executive team, and you have to support the data. Marketing, don't fib. Don't flood the pipeline with a whole bunch of leads just to make your charts look pretty. The way you do that is change the colors, not the metrics. Sales, give marketing credit where it's due. If they bring you a lead, give them praise for that. Don't think that you've done everything on your own and you're a one-man army, because most likely you're not. Then I'm going to geek out a bit. So leverage technology. I am big into my technology. I could probably talk about this for about 2 hours. So number one, marketing automation. It's important. Buy a tool that you need not now, but in the future. And if you're implementing that tool and sales is not heavily engaged, you're going to have it wrong. Absolutely wrong. And then this might either upset some salespeople or make them very happy. I don't know if you know, there's an AI automation platform, actually a few out there, that will actually qualify your leads for you. So basically, all your low-level quality leads, you will never have to touch. There is a bot. They will have a full conversation with that lead. They will schedule you a meeting, and nobody lifted a finger. It fooled me. That's shocking to me. I had a lengthy conversation with somebody that didn't exist. So normally I'm just talking to the wall, but this time it was bot. Marketing, imagine if 100% of your leads were followed up 100% of the time. Sales, imagine not looking for a needle in a haystack to find that lead that you really, really want. Use technology. And last, this one's my favorite. So sales, how many times are you asked to add your contacts to Salesforce? Is it a lot? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I just implemented a platform at my company that automatically scrapes your Outlook, adds the contacts to your account, not as a lead, but to the respective account with the title and the phone number. You never have to lift a finger. It almost happens instantly, as long as you've emailed them or sent them a calendar invite. Imagine how much nagging will go down. That would be a pretty chart. And then think about it, marketing has all their contacts to nurture, right? So anyway, those are my main points. Some of you guys might say, those aren't very, those aren't rocket science, right? And I agree. But those tend to not work. And if you've tried all that, I have 3 last-ditch efforts. Number 1, go to marriage counseling. You need to bring in a third-party consultant who can be the sounding board between sales and marketing and navigate through the politics. Number 2, you need to get marketing ops and sales ops to report to the same person. If those 2 people can get along, anyone can get along. And number 3, I know you're going to think it's silly, but it's worked for me several times. Get a big bottle of tequila. Lock your marketing and sales team in a conference room until they figure it out with that bottle of tequila. One of 2 things is going to happen. 90% of the time, they're going to come out and be BFFs when they're all done. They're going to love each other. 10% of the time, there's going to be blood on the carpet. So that's it for me on sales and marketing alignment. It's something I'm very passionate about. If you do it right, you'll increase your revenue, you will improve your KPIs, and most importantly, the complaining will go down. So that's it for me.